French papers, and for that I'm joined by Caterina Vitosi. Hello, Caterina.
Hello.
Now, we've been hearing a lot this morning about French unemployment figures because they're very high at the moment, at a record high. What's the press saying about that then?
Well, the French press, particularly L'Humanité, is an article I picked out, kind of focusing on a group that they see as being particularly vulnerable. This is a group of over 55s. They make up nearly 1 million of those 3.1 million people who are unemployed in France, according to those latest figures. They call this a double agony for this age group. And why is that? Well, not only is this, as I said, one of the largest kind of demographics of unemployed in France, but it's also a group that's seen itself increasingly sort of targeted or under threat because of various decisions that have been made about how this group, in terms of job seekers' benefits, this was something that under the government of Nicolas Sarkozy, the job seekers' allowance for the over 55 group was actually taken away. And this was often quite a cushion for that age group to sort of, a bit of extra money to kind of cushion them before they could claim their state pension. So the paper goes in depth, talks to some of these people who are currently looking for work. They talk to one 58-year-old Marie-Christine who says, she's been looking for work for 9 months. Every time she goes to an interview, they just say, sorry, you're too old, or they might not say it, but she says they know that they're thinking it. And she says that it seems quite unfair that a lot of training opportunities that the government are putting forward are actually for people who are younger, sort of graduates or people who are just leaving school. So she says...
That's something François Hollande really focused on during his campaign.
Absolutely. So she says that, she feels like the over 55s have been somewhat forgotten, and that is, as the Humanité points out, something that they would sort of agree with. However, Les Echos looks at how the French government are going to sort of tackle these issues of unemployment. One key thing that they pick up on is the introduction of tax credits to French businesses in order to encourage investment, and that they hope that this investment will lead to businesses hiring more. Paper says that this gets the thumbs up from business unions. However, there is a note of caution for some workers' unions, because they say that this process does have to be super transparent to make sure that that investment does directly go and relate to more hiring. And now, just while we're on all matters business, there's another little article in Les Echos I'd like to pick up on. This is the reaction in India to the French Minister for Industrial Renewal, Arnaud Montebourg, to his comments he made with regards to the presence of Indian businessman Lakshmi Mittal in France. He said, get out, we don't want any more Mittal here. The reaction, as you can imagine, Claire, in India, where sort of Lakshmi Mittal is kind of heralded as a bit of an economic champion, has been crazy. They say that the French are racist. They say that not only are the French left racist, but they say the right is ultra racist. So some quite strong reaction from there about those words by the French minister.
All right, let's take a look at Libération now. They're leading with the news of a long-awaited announcement by France's Interior Minister.
Yeah, this is Manuel Valls now. This is an announcement, as you say, long-awaited with regards to the conditions that would allow people to gain important documents so that they'd have equal rights to work and live in France as people already living in the country. The paper in its editorial say that he's taken a rather conservative approach and, in fact, has mainly just kept many of the conditions that had been set out by the government of Nicolas Sarkozy and the right. They're suggesting perhaps it was a bit of an ideological benchmark for the Sarkozy government and maybe not a fight he wanted to pick on right now.
And he's Nicolas Sarkozy on the front page of Le Figaro.
Yes, and according to Le Figaro, it is Sarkozy who's come to the rescue. It's him that is, imposed the peace with regards to the leadership wrangle between the UMP leaders. According to an editorial in the piece, they say it was high time that Nicolas Sarkozy came and imposed his iron arm onto this debate. However, a few tweets inside the paper suggesting, these are tweets from socialist MPs who say, Sarkozy has to choose between either being a member of the Constitutional Council as a former president or between being that and being an advisor to the UMP.
And that's all we have time for. Thank you very much, Caterina, for taking us through the French papers. You're watching Live from Paris.